What is going on, guys? It's your boy Black Appeal, the Apple Guy here. Today I got another video for you. So, are action cameras good for YouTube? Now, what do I mean by that? Can you use a simple action camera for vlogging as opposed to you going out and spending hundreds of dollars on cameras and lens and gears? So what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about action cameras, and then I'm going to show you the difference between this action camera versus just shooting on a action or just a normal camera. So this is my action camera. This is the Insta360 X3. This is no more different than the GoPro Hero 11, the 10, or the 9, or DJ Osmo's newest Osmo 4 or the 3. Now, there are some differences in terms of practicality and what you can do with them. Action cameras are really more designed for the outdoor person. So someone who likes to go out and do a lot of hiking or does a lot of sports activities or anything that requires action that you can actually mount this onto, not worry about it being broken, and if it does, simply go out and buying another one as opposed to buying an actual mirrorless camera like the FX30 with the Sigma 60mm. This is about a $2,200 setup because the camera is around $1,800 and the lens, which is the Sigma, is around $400. So that is a lot of money to be asking for someone to go out there and kind of rough it with a camera, because if you break an FX30 or any type of mirrorless camera, it's going to cost you more to get that fixed. Whereas with pretty much all action cameras, they really much run in the $400 subcategory. So you can get some even used ones for a good, decent price. Now, these can shoot, and this goes for all action cameras, they all can shoot 4K, whether it's 24, 60, or 120. They can also do 2K, some will do 3K. Pretty much all of them now also can do higher resolutions now at 5K. This one just happens to be able to do 5.7K at 360 degrees. It can also do slow-mo videos, 120 frames at 1080 and usually at 4K at 120. So this can do the same things that most of your modern mirrorless cameras can do. But when it comes to price, like I said, action cameras generally will run at the $400 and sub $400 price range, depending on how you're planning on buying one, whether it's new or used. Now with action cameras, they're small, they're compact. You pretty much don't need a lot of gear for these. You can get cages and rigs for these, and you can set up just like you would any other modern camera. Now when it comes to doing YouTube, obviously everybody wants a mirrorless camera, just a camera in general, whether it's the FX30, FX3, A6400, A6700, pretty much any camera that you see that YouTubers are using, that is what the majority of people want. But what if you can't afford that, or what if you don't want something like that because you don't want to deal with the hassle of looking for what's the best lens for this camera, what's the best camera focal length for this, what's the best that? Action cameras pretty much will make that much easier for you because, again, it's just a simple, basically point and shoot that can take a beating and keep going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch from my FX30 with my Sigma to the Insta360 X3, and we're just going to shoot this rest of this video in 5K in single lens mode. But before we do that, I'm going to show you some of the tools that I'm going to be using for this. So this is just my this is just my simple Insta360. I did buy a cage for this, which is this right here. This is the small rig cage for the Insta360, and I have a link down below for all of these if you want to take a look at this. Now, all I gotta do with this is simply just unscrew, and the cool thing about this cage is that it has cold shoe mounts on it. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take my wireless microphone and we're gonna stick that onto this. And all I need for that on my Insta360 is, again, it's a simple tool. All I gotta do is simply just remove the door off of my action camera, which is what you would do with all action cameras. Take this, what is known as a mic adapter, this little thing right there, and I simply just plug it into that. And then there you go. That is my simple rig setup for this. And I can simply just mount this to any handheld tripod and then just vlog in it. But we're going to use it on the same tripod that I got my FX30 on. So I'm going to switch from that to this now. So now we are recording. This is just a normal vlog. This is what you would expect with an action camera. Again, shooting at 4K at 30 frames. This is in 16:9, which is the typical aspect ratio for any vlog that you would upload onto a computer and do video editing. But on an action camera, you can usually fix that pretty much into the 9:16, which is just another way of doing any type of social media. Again, this is the field of view that I would get with this. And again, with a simple wireless mic, all I have to do is, if I want to set this down on my car and then just do a simple vlog or just sitting on a tripod, I can just stand right here with a wireless mic and just talk. And as you can see, it's pretty simple because again, you're getting enough field of view to where it pretty much picks up everything in the background. Now, if you wanted this in a camera, you would have to find the right lens that gives you the right focal length as well as the right price for what you want, not to mention the type of camera and the type of mount that you're gonna need for that camera. I'm sure you're familiar with, like, Sony has the E mount, Canon has the, I believe it's the L mount or the F mount, RF mount, one of the two. Panasonic's Micro Four Thirds. So with an action camera, yes, you can indeed do any type of vlogging with it, and it is easier to do because price-wise, you could do the same thing with a normal camera, but it's small, it's compact, and again, there's tons of things that you can do with it. Also, with an action camera, you can, again, mount it onto your car, and you can get some really cool point of view perspectives, such as if you ever watch any of those action or those videos where you got your cars with the action cameras loaded up on it. That's because they're using action cameras to use that, and they're getting a unique perspective from that. It's a 360-degree view, so it pretty much picks up everything around it. Actually pretty cool if you've ever watched it. If not, when you look at another action cam, or when you look at another video, you got some action camera, and you got a supercar, and you want to know what exactly it is, that is what you're doing with an action camera. You're not really going to get that with a simple camera. So you can do a lot with action camera in terms of vlogging. So if anyone were to ask, can I use an action camera to vlog? I'm just going to simply tell them yes. Now, again, when it comes to price and name brand, that's not really going to matter. Like I said, pretty much all action cameras are going to come at the $400 plus sub $400 range or sub $400 range. And brand wise, you've got GoPro, you've got Insta360, and you've got DJI. They all come in different forms, so you have to decide what's going to work best for you. But in terms of just using it as a normal vlogging camera, as opposed to spending a lot of money on a lot of expensive camera gear, yes, you can do this with an action camera. So also you get active stabilization on this, whereas you don't get that on a regular camera unless you enable it, and it does tend to crop in. Whereas on this, action cameras, again, are designed to be stabilized when you're doing your videos. That way you're not having to worry about doing a vlog and it getting shaky and bouncy. It's just, you simply just enable it on this, and there really isn't going to be much of a crop factor on a action camera as it would be on a normal camera. So we're going to go back home and we're going to finish up this vlog and give you my final thoughts on action cameras and using them as vlogging cameras. And now we are back home, and as you can see, yes, you can vlog on an action camera. All you really need is a good tripod, some sort of a cage or rig that you can actually attach a wireless microphone to, and you can simply vlog with that. Now, whether you're shooting it in 1080, at 60 frames, 4K at 30 or 60, or 5.7K, you can still do all that from an action camera, save yourself some money, and with the apps that are integrated with these action cameras, you can simply just edit it straight from the app or even from your iPad, and you can upload it to any one of your favorite social media platforms, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitter, or whether it's using it for live video, because yes, you can use an action camera for live video. And again, all you need is your app to download, and you can just go through the app to do this, and you can use this for, say, Facebook Live or for YouTube Live. Even for Twitch, you can actually do this for Twitch if you wanted to, and it gives you a little bit of better camera resolution than you would just using straight from your cell phone. So that's all that I got for the day, and again, I'll have a link down below for my reviews on both the GoPros and the Insta360s if you want to take a look at that. And I want to thank everybody for watching, and if you're new to my channel, please think about hitting that subscribe button, hitting that bell notification, that way you don't miss content when I drop it. And my name is Black Opinion, the Apple Guy, and I'll see you guys in the next video.